How would you feel if you never had to experience disappointment again? If that's what you would like, watch this video. I'm going to explain it to you. Because disappointment is something that most people don't actually understand. They don't actually know. They don't understand where it comes from. And so most people go through their life with these ups and downs all the time, simply accepting the disappointment that they work through or that they bring into their life, and don't understand that there is actually another option. There is another option. You don't have to be constantly disappointed. And what I'm going to share with you is something I learned from one of my coaches and mentors, Michael Kerrigan. And it's beyond powerful, because when you implement this in your life, you learn to reframe your reality. You learn to actually reframe your experience of life into one from disempowerment, constantly having anxiety, struggling to find appreciation, and then you actually shift into living powerfully. You shift to being able to see the world for what it is and to find the beauty in everything. And this sounds too good to be true to a lot of people. Well, how could you just never again be disappointed? Well, the answer is actually really simple, and I'm going to tell you here in just a minute. But the answer is really simple. And because of its simplicity, so many people fail to implement it in their life. But isn't life simple most of the time anyways? I mean, if you just stopped procrastinating, couldn't you just stop it? You probably could. Life is full of simple principles that are repeatable no matter which domain you're in. And if you implement these things in your life, it can change quickly. The problem that so many people suffer from is they may have a degree of holding on to their old identity. They may have a degree where they say, well, I learned this from my mother and father, or this is just who I am, or I've known people that are addicted to drama, that are addicted to feeling negatively. See, I think everybody has certain emotional homes, certain emotions they go to routinely. These are known as patterns, certain thought patterns, certain emotional patterns. And it's where you feel most secure. Incidentally, plenty of people feel secure in horrible relationships, in jobs they don't enjoy. And it's part of because it's comfortable, it's familiar, is the reason that they stay there. And it's difficult for a lot of people to envision radically changing their identity. But it's actually, the process is rather straightforward. It just takes a lot of work. It's simple, not necessarily easy. And it's that process of work that people talk about when they say, oh, I want to have identity change. Look, you can want it all day long, but until you take action on it, until you implement, until you put it into your life, until it's a must-have versus a nice-to-have, it ain't gonna happen. And that's the same thing with disappointment. Until you make it a non-negotiable, it's going to stay there. And so part of what I'm obsessed with is human behavior, human potential, actually understanding peak performance, and looking out there to understand how to raise the quality of people's lives. Because I'm obsessed with business. But here's the funny thing about business. All business problems are people problems. It's all behavioral problems. You think, well, I don't have a good enough system. Well, maybe either you're not being the leader that you should, or maybe you're not attracting the right employees. Maybe you're attracting B and C players, D players. Again, because you're not being that visionary leader that is necessary to drive it forward. Or maybe, you know, you just don't have the aptitude to be a natural operator. I don't know. This is a video. I don't know you. But what I do know is that when you go in and you look at organizations, yeah, you can change the funnels, you can change the copy, you can change the ad structure, you can, you know, change your marketing, you can change your sales stuff, you can optimize your sales stuff, you can do all of these things. And I love all of that because I'm obsessed with business. And I love helping people get transformations in small things like that, because when you've been in it for a while, you can just look at a funnel, you can just look at something and, you know, say, hey, let's make this shift, and you can get, you know, a 20, 50% lift, whatever it may be. But again, it goes back to people. It goes back to human behavior. And that's part of why I'm presenting this video to you, because when you start to understand human behavior, you can alter the quality of your life in a way most people don't think is possible. You can actually transform your life faster than you would believe. I think Andy Elliott's a great example of this. If you know who he is, he's a sales trainer, and he quit his job, and I think he started his company in, like, I don't know, 2019, something like that. It's a 9-figure company. It's 2024, 9 figures. So transformation can happen fast. Don't let anybody tell you it can't, but it takes a very committed individual. And just to clarify, commitments are only as good as that which you are willing to sacrifice for them. If you are making a commitment to start a side hustle, to do whatever, and it's going to require you to work Friday nights, Saturdays, Sundays, whatever it may be, if you're not willing to make that commitment, that trade-off versus going out, you're not really committed. And so truth is a big part here. Most people that I talk to can't get truthful about where they're really at. Are the behaviors that you're taking really getting you closer to whatever your big goal is? So to go back to how to never be disappointed again. Disappointment comes from expectation. Think about that. When you were a kid, if you did not have an expectation about an outcome, did you ever feel disappointed? No, you didn't. You had no disappointment because you had no expectation. And here's the thing about human beings. We are prediction machines. We are constantly trying to predict, if this happens, what will happen? And that's a natural response if you think about it. No matter what you believe, it's a survival instinct. If this happens, what else will happen? So you are a prediction machine, and all disappointment comes from expectation. They say expectation is the mother of disappointment. So what if you trade expectation for surprise? Now, I've heard other people say you can trade expectation for appreciation. You can do that too. I like surprise because it suits my personality more. So I launch a new funnel. Does it go well? I don't know. I can try to not have these expectations, but they're going to happen. We are a prediction machine. So what do? It goes great. I'm surprised. It goes terrible. I'm surprised. I learned something. What did I learn? Because I can get a gem from that. Gem as in like a diamond. Gem as in something that I can learn that I can go out and I can do better. And so with that, there's really no failure. There's really, yeah, it can sting. It can hurt your bank account. You can be like, dude, I sunk a lot of ads, a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of thought of love. I can put all these things into that. But at the end of the day, when I trade my expectations for surprise, when I just trade the disappointment for surprise, I find I don't actually have a lot of disappointment in my life. And I'm not saying this is a perfect thing, because we are humans after all. And I know a lot of people want to make big claims, and look, I still fall into disappointment. I still fall into these things. But the degree to which I fall into them is a fraction compared to what I did 5 years ago. Like 3%. It's so small, it's unbelievable. So the appreciation I have of life, the playfulness I get to have as I go through life, it makes it so much fun. And because of that, I attract so many opportunities to me. I attract so many people to me because I have a higher frequency, because I'm not stuck in misery. I'm not stuck in disappointment. I'm not stuck in frustration. I'm not stuck in these low level emotions all the time. So I can go create. I can bring more to the marketplace. I can show people how much I love them and I care about them more and more. So it's a simple reframe, guys. It's a simple reframe, but when you learn how to do this, you can reframe your reality and things can shift so fast. So let me ask you, just in this video, what are 3 things that happened in the last week that you felt disappointed over, that if you just traded that for surprise, how would you feel? Imagine how you would feel. Think about it, write them down. Just greet it with surprise, just like a child would. And I promise life will get sweeter. You'll have more energy through the day. You will spend less time in negative thoughts, and you will attract more abundance to you, and it will change your life. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, my name's Kalen Compass. I wrote a book last year. I'll put a link down in the description somewhere. I'm gonna be putting out a lot more videos. Follow along. I put out stuff that I'm passionate about. I talk about business, I talk about self-development. Those are my 2 primary things. And I talk about fitness too, because hey, why not? But guys, hope this helped. Do that, find those 3 things, and be great. Oh, you're still watching. Oh, well, if you wanted a bonus round here, I don't really have anything in the chamber for this, but if you wanted to change your life, very, very simply, very quickly, ask yourself what your perfect day would be like. Ask yourself who that guy or girl would need to be in order to live that perfect day. What are the traits? What are the characteristics? What are the values? What are the commitments? What are the behaviors? Write all of that down, do the work, and then act like that person until you're no longer acting. Be great, everyone.